So you're a modern woman, but you want a traditional man?
Everybody wanna know, Mr.O, where you been? What you got going on? I'm just living. I'm just trying to get real, nigga. I'm just trying to get real, nigga. I'm just trying to get real, nigga.
Can't make this up, right? And this is my response. The women today just aren't raised in a way that men with traditional values would appreciate. It has to change, or there's no hope for the future. A lot of today's women don't seem to understand what men really want. And men that have options just don't have the time to explain this shit, man. Men that have options are going to get what they want. For myself, it's more about culture. Women of other ethnicities just come from a culture and a background where their mothers and grandmothers raised them to be what men appreciate. And the women that we come from are just taught differently. Like, they'll take a man, but they don't really need one. They want their own money. The biggest lie that feminism told was that having your own money and working a job would be fulfilling. I was talking to one of my friends today, a woman from Nicaragua. And she stated herself, after being in this country for so long, she's just adopted the values of a modern woman. She told myself that I could never be a housewife. Like, what do you mean? Everything about who you are when we speak and when we're around each other, you are a wife. You just don't know it. Your mother and your grandmother raised you to be this way. Yet you want to adopt this culture that you love your job when you're literally on your way to work today, at work, talking to me, telling me how tired you were. You'd much rather be at home raising that child than be at this job with these people that you don't like. And it proved my point to be true when one of her coworkers came in with this same entitlement, taking off work for frivolous reasons, being lazy, and she just couldn't stand it. She'd much rather be at home dealing with that child than dealing with that coworker, and having to drive home, hungry but too tired to pull over and stop. Had to get home straight to that bed because she was so tired, worn out. She equated being a housewife to being a slave. This is preposterous. It's ludicrous. I could never understand that. After exchanging a few words of dialogue, me expressing the importance of women and men being together, and pointing out the values that I noticed in her, the traits, the characteristics that men are drawn to, and after dealing with that issue at work with that coworker, she stated out of her own mouth, you know what, I'd much rather be a housewife than be at work. That's what's naturally inside of you to do. But you feel that this job, having your own money, will somehow give you fulfillment over having that child. I like women that I don't have to explain this to. Off the dribble, she comes through and she's being what I need because I'm showing her to be an example of what a man should be, not the little boys you're out here engaging with on a day-to-day basis. This makes absolutely no sense. We're in a world that if we continue down the pattern that we're on, there aren't going to be anybody left to procreate or anything sustainable left for us to appreciate. We're getting rid of the core values that make us what we are. We're getting rid of legacy. We're getting rid of generational wealth. How can we build anything if we can't be together? It isn't about color for me. It's about culture and cooperation. I'm Mr. O. If you like what I said, go ahead and hit that red button and subscribe. While you're at it, hit the like button. And if you really have a comment on what I said, drop a comment. I promise I'll read them all. Till next time, it's Mr. O, and I'm just living. You dig.